Okay, so this is 3-51B. So it says solve these equations and inequalities. It may be helpful to copy the graph. So I see why you asked B and D, because those are the ones that are the inequalities. So if I had x minus 3 plus 1 less than or equal to 4, they're making a point to kind of tell me to look at this graph. So what this says is that everything on the left-hand side is less than 4. So I can just do it by looking at the graph. So when is this V-shaped absolute value graph lower than or less than 4? So it's when x is between 0 and whatever this point is. So I do have a decent looking graph. That this isn't a very good graph to look at. I have this graph. So here's the 4. So if I look at this point right here, that where y is 4, I see the x value is 6. Okay. So I know that this is when x is in between 4 and 6. So, and I think it can be equal to 4 or 6. So I just did that by graphing. There's ways to do it algebraically, but they didn't ask me that yet, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Is there questions about that? I just looked at the picture of the graph and I found out where it was below this line because the less than. So then I'm going to do letter D. So letter D, let's see what happens. So it's the same thing. It turns out, I think today you're going to be doing maybe some stuff with no graph, so you might have to do some algebra. So what about 2? So when is it greater than 2? So I'll just take this. Probably won't be able to see the color change, but this line right here is green. And then when is it greater than 2? Well, I drew a line at y equals 2. And then I'm going to look, and this isn't a good enough graph for me. I mean, it seems to be when x is in between 2 and 4, but I'm going to get the good graph, the one that's on graph paper. Yep, it is between 2 and 4. Oh no, but it's when is it greater than, right? So actually when it's to the left of 2 and when it's to the right of 4 is when it's greater than. So it's kind of like when it's left of 2 or right of 4. So I can write that with some special notation. I can say when the x is to the left of 2 or when x is to the right of 4, what that means is if x is less than 2 or greater than 4. Okay, so these are the answers for B and D. Is there questions on that? I'm kind of withholding a little bit of information because you guys are going to learn some algebraic ways to do this, I think, today, and I didn't want to take away from that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this.